Sergeant, take him outside.
Guys, Jet's in trouble.
Where is she?
Do not make me bury you.
Alrighty, y'all. Let's talk Law and Order Organized Crime Season 5. Now, as a huge fan of the show, I gotta say this season is kind of a mixed bag for me. I've always considered Organized Crime to be one of the best cop shows on TV because unlike other police procedurals that just show a random case every week, like SVU, this one focuses on serialized storytelling and season-long arcs that actually go somewhere. And that's what's always made the show feel like it had some weight. But this season just feels different. First off, this is the first season released exclusively on Peacock, so there's no more NBC airings. And with that shift, I strongly suspect that there were budget cuts. Nothing's confirmed, but the signs were all over the place. It's only 10 episodes, which maybe isn't new, but I feel like it's been longer, and the pacing and structure feels way more disjointed this time around. The show used to go full throttle from start to finish. This time we slam on the brakes halfway through the season. So we start the season with Stabler going undercover in this gritty trucker trafficking ring where women are being abused and sold. And the storyline is intense, disturbing, and honestly really well done. He ends up saving a young girl, and for a moment it feels like organized crime is back on top and kind of in its usual form. But then around the middle mark, around episode 3 or 4, they kind of drop that whole arc and the case is solved. And suddenly we're thrown into a new case with a shady tech guy who basically has his own little murder happy hacker army, like a Watch Dogs or something like that. And it's a jarring shift because, don't get me wrong, it's still serialized and it's not just case of the week, but it's a switch up because, we have a new case. But it's clearly split this season in kind of like two halves, and I don't think that worked as well for me this time. Now, my real issue lies with the cast. Jet leaves, Reyes and the captain disappear, and they're supposedly on leave or vacation at the same time, which is weird, and it doesn't feel natural. It feels like a budget thing. Suddenly, Stabler's just running things solo, working with some new government task force leader that we barely know, and also she's a leader with no team, apparently. And they do bring back some familiar faces to the finale, but it's not enough to fix the season's imbalance. It's kind of sad because Stabler does work well on his own, and honestly, Chris Maloney continues to crush it. But Stabler remains one of the best written and most compelling characters on TV, and his undercover work, the toll his job takes, his relationship with his family, all of it is still there and it's still gold. But something just feels off when the core team gets sidelined for most of the season. The emotional core isn't as strong without Jet, Reyes, or Bale, and even his son, who by the way has a whole baby and shows up for like 2 or 3 episodes, and then they tease something big going on with him and they just never explain it. It's just gone, it's poof, And I do want to talk about positives though, because there are some. The villains this season are mostly solid. They do bring some people back. The tech mogul villain dude didn't work for me, but the trucker ring storyline for the first few episodes was fantastic. There's a new partner with Stabler from his past who shows up and brings some real tension. He's rough, morally sketchy, and totally contrasts with who Stabler becomes over the years, and that dynamic works really well in the episodes that he shows up in. The finale actually does a decent job of tying things up. It doesn't end with a huge cliffhanger, which I appreciate, because let's be real, with this move to Peacock and lower visibility and viewership, I'm genuinely worried that the show might get canceled. And if people weren't watching it on after SVU on NBC, I don't know how many people are going to jump to Peacock to keep up, and that's a shame. And we have to talk about this. Now that it's on Peacock, they're letting these characters cuss like there's no tomorrow. There's some unfiltered language. Violence is crazy. And you'll be watching the scene and suddenly it's like, get your off the ground. I'm like, dude, they're dropping MFs. I'm crying, okay? It's so jarring compared to how they used to talk on NBC, and it's like someone flipped the switch and said, go nuts, and they did. Final thoughts on this show are that Organized Crime Season 5 still delivers strong performances, especially from Maloney, and the writing is solid. The undercover cops, situations remain thrilling, but the season suffers from lack of cohesion, the disappearance of core cast members, and structural issues that make it feel like too many seasons awkwardly crammed together. The move to Peacock gives them freedom, but maybe at the cost of audience reach and budget. But I still love this show, and I love this character, and even a weaker season of Organized Crime is still better than most of the boring slop that you get on TV. And so with this, I'm going to give season 5 a 7.5 out of 10. It's not the show at its peak, but still absolutely worth watching, especially if you've been here since day 1. Thank you guys for watching, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the season. Did you feel it was disjointed just like I did? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how he started acting. And with that, like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Oh, Jesus.
We got another victim here.
This looks like an out.